There was a Down syndrome girl who moved to our school and everybody was really freaked out by her and they didn't want to talk to her. And our teacher paired her up with her to look after her at lunchtimes. And we didn't really want her because she was kind of scary, but now she's one of my best friends.
It's important for me to be in a mainstream classroom because I can actually fit in with the rest of the school. I can have more social life and not just hanging with other disabled people.
What is important for me at Freiburg is that everybody's looking out for each other in that, and they always make you feel included.
It's quite good to have disabled people at our school because we can be friends with them. They all feel a bit more comfortable and they're quite cool when you are their friends because they're a bit different inside than what they look like.
I think if we did exclude them, it'd be a lot harder for them to learn and they wouldn't make as many friends, and neither would we.
And I remember the appointment with the principal who said, "What's wrong with the special school up the road?" And my response to that was, his sister doesn't go there.
She's got a right to an education just like any other child has. And she should get that. Just because she takes a bit longer to learn, why should that be taken away from her?
You know, why is it that when I asked for my son to be in computer class, that the school rang up and said that he couldn't be because there was only 30 computers and there were 31 students wanting to be in that class. And my response was, what makes him number 31?
Parents come into a school with a lot of frustrations, a lot of feelings of sadness, grieving, disappointments, huge challenges. Is my child going to be accepted in this school? Are they going to be provided with a program that will suit their needs?
Some of these parents have had to fight very hard for the resource that they've got around their students. And sometimes they can be sharp because of that and quite angry about life in general. Understood, fully understood. As long as the relationship is, we will try, you tell us where we're getting it wrong and we will try again.
And everything's been great. I'm waiting for it to fall apart. I can't believe how well it's gone.
No child is excluded because of a disability. Some of the students who've been here have been extremely disabled. You know, couldn't talk, could barely communicate, and weren't mobile, and yet they've been fully welcomed and loved in the school, and the students revolved around them in a way that both the disabled student and the student who wasn't disabled benefited from.
I'll get you guys right up in a wee moment.
It's very much principal attitude to it, really. I have a total philosophy that says if a child wants to come to Bayfield and has particular needs, then we will find a way of getting around those needs. I believe that schools have got to be super flexible. They've got to cater for everybody, and the job of schools is to find a solution to a student's issues. It's not to see them as a barrier.
A leader will always have a vision for the school, and then what a leader does is put the right people in the place to make sure that that happens. With special students, you need to really look very closely at your structure in your school and then work very hard on the culture of the teachers. And if you as a principal have that vision, it's really important then not only to set up the structures but also to have people that will run it and run it well and can influence others.
It's not always going cap in hand for resource either. It's actually the resources in the school. And I think the biggest resource is attitude, is a willingness to have a try. Let's see if this works. Let's try this new idea. Let's do something different and see if this works. Don't be hung up by the timetable. Don't be hung up by academic results. Don't be hung up by school image. Don't be hung up by those things. Just remember a school is a place that kids learn and try and succeed.
Timothy, which one? Seafood. Seafood, what sort?
There was lots of discussion and professional development and transparency in terms of the process and needs of the students, how they would be best met in terms of an inclusive model, so that the staff were brought on board in that respect. It was also made very clear to them what the expectations would be of them as teachers and what support the students would get.
From the beginning, we had our kids out in classes. We picked our teachers very carefully. We picked teachers that we knew were very supportive, and then gradually we increased the number of teachers that we put our students out to class with. We wanted to make it successful, so we put all the support in place that needed to be put in place. So if we had a teacher who was a bit iffy, then we would say, okay, what would it take? Would you like a teacher aide? Would you like some help with some of your other students? So generally by the end of the year, the teacher would be saying, hey, that was great, I'm happy to have special ed students again.
All teachers are involved in the teaching of special students. Otherwise what happens is the teachers of the special students become isolated, marginalised just as much as the students can be. So all teachers have that role to play and to feel that they are part of the mainstream in the school.